I'm going to read another article. Because you got a lot of these Americans are in America that literally believe in the voting system in terms of getting Donald Trump into office. But that's not, I mean, if that happens, it happens. But Donald Trump is going to continue on where Obama left off at, man. If that be the case, or some dramatic thing or an event can occur in the midst of that voting rally thing, man. In the midst of all of that stuff. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna continue to finish this article here. I thought I finished it. So it says, in the heart of the primary season, it says the operation calling itself Democracy Spring is threatening civil disobedience on a historical scale, which the protesters warn will result in the arrest of thousands of their own activists. This spring, in the heart of the primary season, as the national elections begin to take center stage, Americans of all ages, faith, political perspectives, and walks of life will bring the popular cry for change, which there's no such things as that of the change. Because like I've stated earlier before, this society is set up to have risen and existed and is set to go down now. So all of this protesting is a waste of time. It's a waste. You got protesters that happen in London and all of that stuff. It's not going to change anything. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy, man. The best thing to do is to just deal with what's coming to you. That's all you can do, really. This ain't going to change, man. Ain't nothing going to change you. It's a lot deeper than just holding up signs and all that stuff, man. It ain't gonna change anything. So it says, we will demand that Congress listen to the people and take immediate action to save our democracy. And we won't leave until they do, or until they send thousands of us to jail. And I believe that these, like I said earlier before, I believe that these protesters or these different rallies are set up, man. They're financed to cause confusion amongst regular other people that are not involved in the rally. So it says, and along with unmistakable message that our country needs a new Congress and one that will end that legalized corruption of our democracy, which there's, like I said earlier again, and I'm going to say it again, there ain't no damn such thing as no democracy. What goes is what the government establishes or the bankers establish. That's what goes. And you know what proves that? Because a lot of you people follow the trends of this particular world, like the fashion. The fashion that's going on right now has got a lot of these looking like a bunch of clowns. So if you got so much power as the people, why didn't you change the fashion industry? I didn't think so. Anyway, it says, and ensure that every American has an equal voice in government. The group vows to use marches, sit-ins, and other forms of non-violent protest to make this election a referendum on whether our democracy should belong to the people as a whole or to a billionaire class alone. The group, cities, youth sites, other movements that have used similar tactics from Selma to Occupy Wall Street, Tarzan's action to Black Lives Matter, which that's some madness as well. That alone is madness. That protesting rally set of people called the Black Lives Matter. That's all bullshit anyway. Excuse my language. Let me get back to this. So it says, from Selma to Occupy Wall Street, the Tarzan action to Black Lives Matter. Every day people have proven the power of mass. They haven't proven anything as of yet. Escalating non-violent actions to rapidly shift the political weapon and open the doors to reforms previously considered impossible. All right? Demonstrations will begin April the 2nd with a kickoff rally set in Philadelphia for 10 a.m. in the morning. So these protesters that are set up, they really, they want to have the people, or the majority of the people, believe that we can change the world if we come together. as a mass, as a unity, we can all come together and shut this government down. We're not going to shut nothing down. We're not going to shut anything down. It's all been too late, man. It's too late. That's why in America, what do you have? You have nothing but tanks, nothing but military trucks and vehicles that are being stored on these trains, man. Why is that? Because they're going to use those military personnel or vehicles on the streets. So it's too late. You know what I mean? This society is going right down the cracker, okay? That's where it's going. You can protest until you're blue in the face. You can protest until the cows freaking come home. It's not going to work. Mark my word. I believe it is March 20th, 2016. The protesting is not going to work. Mark my words. It's not going to change anything. I'm sorry to blow your bubble, but it's not going to change nothing. What's going to happen is what's going, according to the Bible. That's what's going to happen. And if you can't get that in your minds, then that's just tough titty. That's just tough freaking titty. If you can't get that in your mind. Now let me continue with this. It says, the demonstrations will begin on April 2nd with a kickoff rally set in Philadelphia for 10 a.m., followed by a 10-day, 140-mile march to Washington, D.C., where thousands will sit in the Capitol building in what will be the largest civil disobedience actions of the century. The group is backed by numerous organizations, including George Soros. How did I know that? I said George Soros is funding these freaking rallies. George Soros is funding these fucking rallies. That's what's going on. All right. Now, for those of you that don't know who George Soros is, I suggest you do your research on the man. Because he plays a strategic part in bringing the system to a closure. All right, he plays a major part of dividing you people as a whole, man, in terms of bringing forth the eruption. Okay, amongst you people. So I suggest you study George Soros. This man spends millions and millions of dollars on funding rallies to cause confusion. Okay. So let's continue on. It says, the group is backed by numerous organizations, such as like the group called the Black Lives Matter group. That was also funded by George Soros himself. All right, all of these different protesters are funded, man. Okay, even these different cyber attacks happen. These things don't happen all of a sudden. These things are happening on stage, man. Okay, but since you're here, my man, first and foremost, if you don't mind me asking, like, where you from, if you don't mind me asking? And you'll see why I asked you that question. But if you don't want to answer that, that's cool too. That's all right. You just listen to this. That's cool too. But anyway, it says, let me get back to what I was saying. It says the group is backed by numerous organizations, including George Soros funded group MovingOn.org, the Institute for Policy Studies, and Demos. MovingOn.org, a pro-Bernie Sanders group, encouraged activists to attend a rally for Donald Trump in Chicago last week. That rally was ultimately postponed due to security concerns. All right, so the point being is, I don't have to read anymore. The point being is great confusion and great chaos is coming in the city. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, so it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, and death and destruction. Just like as it is yet this day in Venezuela. What's going over there in Venezuela? You have food shortages over there. Okay? And you also have the crisis of electricity over there, which is going to come all around the world. And mark my words, in due time it will happen. Mark my words. All that I've been saying for the past month since I've been in Waterloo Station will come to pass. And that, our people, they got to get back to the word, man. They got to repent and come back to the word so that they can be delivered from the troubles that's said in the scriptures, You got to repent, man. So it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. And the reason why the Lord is going to bring plagues upon the world, because this society is evil and it's wicked. That's the reason why. And it goes on to say, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they have profanely committed. Neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise in themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just will continue. Okay, so that's why the Lord is going to start. Well, I was born like that.
Nah, really?
Yeah, I was born. Yeah, so this is why all this stuff is happening, because the Lord is bringing the judgment because of what has been going on throughout the 4 winds of the earth. That's why things are happening. You see, there's a reason why. There's a reason for everything. Things just don't happen for no reason. There's a reason behind it. This is why you're not saying.
No, I'm saying that, bro. Hey, look, you got those cameras.
Right.
I'm on the bloody street, yeah. I'm sitting there like 20 people.
Right.
Sorry, the language.
No, you can use it like
that. Give me something.
Well, if I had change, I would give you the change. I don't have change.
You got those?
What's that?
Those.
Well, I don't have that.
Well, yeah, good.
Well, my bad. I don't have anything. If I had a problem, I would give you the
Alright, so I was just saying to you.
But the thing about it is, my man, I take this thing very seriously.
That's someone we
If you want to talk to me, just come over.
No,
You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk to me, just come over here. Because we can't be playing around here, man. We're not the time to be playing around. You know what I'm saying? We have to get serious, man. You know, guys just think that this thing is a joke. This is no joke, man. The time of joking around is at an end, man. The partying and the madness is at an end. Wake up, man. Wake the hell up, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the thing about it is, I understand the man's, you know, the man ain't got nowhere else to go. He's homeless. I understand that. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If you're going to ask questions, if you're going to come up here, you come up here to get edified. Okay? If you want to learn something, you come up here. If you want to ask sincere questions, you come up here. But don't come up, I mean, if you go come up here with foolishness, just go up and down the street. Because we don't deal with no foolishness, man. We don't deal with foolery. We don't deal with that, man. Now let me keep this going. So it says, let's get back to 2 Ezra 15. So it says, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Said the Lord. All right. So now, I want to go back. I think I finished the article. Yeah, I finished the article. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read about the whole situation of Donald Trump. This is what Donald Trump states. This is from the Press TV News. And he states, America behind countries like China, Trump. Right? So this was aired out on March the 18th, 2016. So it says, U.S. Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump has criticized America's standing as a third world country, which is behind China. And that is truthfully. The 69-year-old business mogul told a gathering in Salt Lake City, Utah on Friday that America has now become a third world country as compared to infrastructure in China and Dubai, the United Emirates, okay? We have become a third world country, folks. Trump told supporters at an election rally. If you go to places like Dubai, China, you look at the roads, which is true, right? And the railroads, they have the bullet trains that go hundreds of miles an hour. And if you go to New York, they're like 100 years old, he said. Trump pledges to change things if he's elected president in November election. I'm going to say this. Donald Trump is not going to change a damn thing. Because Donald Trump is going to be another puppet working for the bankers. You got these Americans voting and trying to vote in Trump because he's got something good to say or whatever. But it doesn't mean that he's going to actually actualize what he's saying. Just like Obama said in 2008. What did Obama say in 2008? We're going to bring change, right? But you know what? But you know what though? I'm proud for saying that. He did bring change. He brought America further down the tubes. But did Obama did it himself? No, it was President Bush brought America down the tubes and then Obama followed through. So Obama just made things worse. So that was your change right there. So anyway, dealing with this whole Trump situation, Trump is saying that he's willing to change things of America. But like I said, Trump is going to be another puppet working for the international bankers. Alright? That's all he's going to be doing. Causing more confusion, causing more riots among the people. Alright? That's what he's going to be doing. And Trump knows his part to play if he becomes president of the US. Which I don't give a damn about any that way anyway. He says we are going to bring wealth back again because our country is poor. Now in order for you to bring the flourishing of America, what you got to get rid of is that, and is the astronomical amount of debt that it has. You're gonna have to get rid of that, which they won't be able to get rid of that debt. It's unpaid debt. You see? So anyway, let's keep going. It says we are going to bring wealth back again because our country is a poor country. We have a deficit that you cannot believe. We're sitting on a bubble, very dangerous bubble. We are sitting on a big fat ugly bubble. At some point, unless we act quickly and smartly, it is going to explode. You need the right people, and we have the wrong people now, he said. Trump's election campaign in Utah was the first after his victory. In the other 3 states of Florida, Illinois, North Carolina on Tuesday. The U.S. presidential primary is due to be held in Utah, Arizona, the American Samoa on March the 22nd. So the last scripture that I'm going to bring out, and then I'm going to just close this thing out. You know what I mean? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. You know what I mean? Everything went smooth. Everything went cool, you know? But through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, this society is going to fall apart. No matter how you miss the meat, no matter how you slice and dice it. Trump ain't gonna do a damn thing. Those funded organizations, those rallies, ain't gonna do a damn thing. They're gonna do accordingly as the bankers are funding them to do accordingly to. That's all that's gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna read one last verse, and I'm closing out. So let's get Isaiah 40, I believe it's Isaiah 40, man, where it says that take mom for a pain or something like that, man. But she is not good. I could be wrong on that. Let's see something real quick. That's the last verse I want to bring out. Jeremiah 51. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. So ancient Babylon is not referring to, this is referring to Babylon the Great, which is like unto Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, which is America. Alright? So since Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, how for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. Let's look into that verse real quick. So it says, this is Jeremiah. Anytime I come out there, man, that album is struck keeps coming out, man. That's how you know we're living in a time of judgment. The Lord is not playing around anymore, man. Every single day somebody's getting hurt or judged or something like that, man. Anyway, let's get back to this. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen, which is America, right? And destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, and so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, right? But she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into their own country. And that's what's going on. You have a lot of people that have believed in America, all of these other nations that went to America so that they can prosper, but they saw that not. So they wound up going back to their country because there's nothing to prosper in America for. The economy's down. People are fighting for, people are protesting and all of that stuff. So it says, take balm for her pain, right? For we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Alright? So America, the reason why America is getting judged because of all of the evils and wickedness that has been done, and now has come to be revealed now. Alright? But the reason why I read that scripture is because you have or going to be President Donald Trump. He's saying that we're going to fix America back. We're going to heal it back. We're going to bring wealth back to our country. But Babylon can't be healed, man. Babylon can't be healed. So it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. You can't heal Babylon. Babylon is destined to fall apart and be destroyed. It tells you that in Revelations 17, I believe it is 18. Revelation 17 chapter to the 18th chapter. It tells you that America, which is known as Babylon the Great, known as Sodom and Egypt, old daughter of Babylon who wanted to be destroyed, will be indeed destroyed. So let's read it again. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. Alright? So that's it on that. America's done it. They ain't gonna come back how it used to be in the 50s and all that stuff. It's all done. It's all going to dwindle apart. This Roman Empire had its time to rule. Now we're experiencing downfall of it now. Okay? It's just as simple as that. The insiders know, your local police officers know. You know, it's nothing you can really do about it, man. You can try and protest. All of this extra stuff you can try and do, but it's not going to be instrumental in changing anything. So with that, all I have to say, man, is I like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashai, all right, and much double honors to the head apostles that taught us his truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and through Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, much brotherly love to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth. And with that, I'm closing out. I say Shalom. Keep the faith.